Well, Ben, this morning, instead of putting water in the coffee pot, I put Red Bull.
You put Red Bull in the coffee pot.
Yeah, I was halfway to work this morning before I forgot that I didn't even bring the car. I'm rare coin expert Walt Durham.
Industry veteran Ben Parker.
And we are the coin guys from Texas. And today we were debating on what to talk about, and we came up with what top 5 Silver Eagles we think everybody should own.
Yeah, so we thought it'd be fun. You picked 5, I picked 5. We haven't talked about it yet, so there might be some that are the same, and that's a good thing. That should tell you it's really good.
Well, I didn't pick 5. I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wing it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
While hopped up on Mountain Dew and Red Bull.
Well, real quick, we're gonna give you all some prices where we're at with all the precious metal spot prices. Right now, we're at for gold. It's been pretty much the same. It is a comfortable level of 2,300 being the floor, and we're at 2,330. So this is really healthy. This is sustained. I'm happy with it. I think everybody is. This might be, and who knows? This could be the last time we see it at these prices before it goes up. It might go down, but I'm happy with it for sure.
It's been pretty lackluster as far as action last week or so.
We got a little spoiled in recent months just with the sheer gains in some specific days. Mm-hmm. And then when it does what it does normally, which is, we say it's stagnant, but it's gold. It's not expected to move hundreds of dollars in a day like some stocks do, but it's a lot of movement. So we're seeing a little bit of a lull is what I want to call it right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Silver, it's doing really good today. It's up 81 cents right now today.
Watch out.
So for silver, that's, it's a good jump. It's a 3% today. It's at $28.09. And, we did see it close to 30. So I would say silver's a little more difficult to give like a floor, maybe $27. I don't see it going below that the rest of the year, but I think everybody should be happy with that too.
I'll tell you something about silver stackers, people who stack silver.
Yeah.
So my buddy was recently in the hospital with his kidney transplant last week. And when I went to visit him, one of the first things he said when he saw me was, "Where's silver at?" That's all he cared about. I said, "Man, it's okay. Silver's doing okay."
Well, and one of the really fun things about silver is that when you are a stacker, you've got, if you get 1 gold coin, 2 gold coins, it might move, $50, $60, and you're, double that. If you have 2 coins, it's $100, $120 that I've made today. Silver, though, if you've been stacking it for a while, you're going to be doing, 80 cents times, some people, they have 1,000 ounces of silver.
Yeah.
So it can be a considerable jump for them. So it kind of gets them excited.
Yeah.
Gives them something to do. So other than that, we have platinum right now at 980. So it's doing pretty good. And palladium at 950. So recently we saw that platinum did surpass palladium. We kind of expected that to happen because palladium's been going down so much.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing that separation between the two. It was after platinum surpassed palladium, it was within a couple dollars, and now that gap's widening. A $30 difference it's growing. So,
yeah. I'm still a fan of platinum. I think it's undervalued in the long term, and I think platinum coins themselves are undervalued just because of how rare the actual coins are. Forget the metal, but the coins are pretty rare if you go look at mintages. So silver eagle prices and gold eagle prices are pretty much the same, like you said, from last week. Silver eagle prices with credit card are $35, $32 today. Gold American Eagles are $25, $82. Again, pretty similar to where we were last year. That's with a credit card, and now everything over $200 ships free. Hey, shipping's gone up, so everything over $200 ships free.
Absolutely. So I'm excited. I want you to go first. I want to hear your...
You want to hear... So okay, here we're going to do the top 5 Silver Eagles that we think everybody should own.
Now, is this going to be in any specific order?
No, I don't have... I told you, I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew and Red Bull. No, but it doesn't necessarily mean the top 5 most valuable, right?
Okay.
I'm talking about if you're a collector and, these are... I'm going to pursue this as like these are must-haves.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay. And I'm going to get specific with it because I'm going to tell you like the coin in the grade you need.
Oh,
Because
okay.
when it's Silver Eagles, like, you know, I might say I'm not a huge fan of the 69 in this year, but of a 70, I think it's a good deal.
Okay, so would you say it's more of a conditional rarity, or just you're being very specific?
I'm being very
precise.
very, very, very thorough with it.
Okay.
And this is advice I would give to my buddies who are buying Silver Eagles.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm going to start off with the first one. This may or may not surprise you.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. So my first Silver Eagle that I think every collector should own.
Mm-hmm.
Again, no particular order. Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
1986 Silver Eagle in NGC 70.
Okay, that's okay. We can agree because that's on my list too.
It is on your list.
It is on my list.
Okay, so the reason I picked that coin is because it's the first year of issue, right? 70s are pretty scarce for first year of issues because not many of grading modern coins. Let's be honest, grading modern coins didn't really become a thing till like 02, 03, 04.
Yeah, it didn't really become popular till then.
Right. So there's not a lot of them in 70. It's an affordable coin. I mean, it's not extremely expensive or anything like that.
Right.
But it is a valuable coin, and it continues to grow in value because the demand is always there. So as far as Silver Eagle goes, I think you have to have an 86 Silver Eagle in perfect 70. And I said NGC 70, and I'm going to get really specific here.
Okay.
Modern coin collectors prefer, there's greater demand for NGC coins than there are PCGS coins when it comes to modern coin collectors, especially Silver Eagles. Don't kill me, PCGS. That is just how it works. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm, from somebody as being realistic and as transparent as possible, NGC is more widely collected, and people like continuity to their collection, so they want to collect everything in NGC. So therefore, you can get a little premium on NGC Silver Eagles more than you would on a PCGS, even though PCGS may not have certified as many. So
That's a really good coin, and the reason why it's on my list, I know you went specific with 70. My approach is more, the story. It's the first one ever, so there's some value to that. I do want to mention though the reason why the 70 is so important is that there's a huge disparity between a 69 and a 70.
right,
Because the 70s aren't too expensive that you can't own them, but a Mint-State 70 this year is just at that point where you should be proud of yourself for owning a Mint-State 70. So they're not completely out of reach, but they're you don't easily come by them either.
right. And again, I would say if you start looking at prices on 86 Silver Eagles and 70, and like, I can't do that if you're on a really limited budget, then I would say go with an 86 Silver Eagle and 69. That's still a good coin. Still carries a pretty nice premium compared to a raw Silver Eagle. So, and that's all collector. That's all numismatic premium right there. So I think that's a good coin for every. If you're going to collect Silver Eagles or put some, you're going to in any shape, way or form. I think the 86 Silver Eagle and 70 is a must have.
Absolutely.
So that's why I went with it. It's always in demand. It's a no brainer Silver Eagle for us. Like when they come up in the market and the price is right, I'll buy it, inventory it, because we always have a customer for it. So definitely one that I would recommend to friends, families, and relatives.
Right. So I'm going to go kind of for the same reason. I'm going to say mine is kind of a dual coin. It's a 2-in-1 kind of thing, and I think you know where I'm going. If you've been paying attention to Silver Eagles in recent years, we've had a lot of changes to them, and one of the biggest ones being we had one design for Silver Eagles from 1986 all the way up until 2021, and then halfway through the year, they did a design change for it. So now we have in 2021, we have the Type 1 and the Type 2. So the reason why I like those two coins, the 2021 Type 1 is the last of its kind. It's the only time that we've seen, a design change in our lifetime, and the Type 2 is the first of its kind. Those two coins together it's just as important, in my opinion, as the 1986, the first one ever. I think that those are always going to have maybe not quite the same demand because, we're talking about the 1986 is significantly older, harder to get in the 70, but I think that same attention will be applied to those two coins.
So I'll agree with you on this. Right. Like, again, when we talk about the Silver Eagles that, the top 5 Silver Eagles that everybody should own, we're not talking about the most valuable. And you make a great point because my 15-year-old daughter can afford that set.
Yes.
The Type 1 and Type 2 2021 Silver Eagles. I think that's an important issue for Silver Eagle collectors. It tells a story. Again, it's the first design change in our lifetime, first design change of the American Eagle program, first significant design change. They've changed little bits here and there, like lettering, what font they use on the U and stuff on the back. But if you really think about it, the U.S. Mint hasn't had a same year to design silver dollar since 1921. The 1921 Peace Dollar and the 1921 Morgan. Now, the 1921 Morgan is the most common Morgan, right? But the 1921 piece is one of the most significant pieces out there. It's a key date. So will we see that with the Type 2 being, rare down the road? But again, it's not the U.S. Mint's pretty good at striking stuff nowadays. And coins get submitted straight from the mint to grading, unlike they did in 86. So the 70s are available. They're not going to be stupidly overvalued, or they're not going to make you $1 million, but it's a good coin. Like, if you look at it strictly from a collecting aspect, it's a coin you can sit down and tell a modern coin you can sit down and tell a little bit of story about. Sit down with your kids, grandkids, and say, in 2021, halfway through the year, this is we changed designs, and you could tell that whole story, and you can see numismatic history right there, right in front of your eyes with the major reverse change.
That, and you have to remember, we're completely out of COVID now, and 2020 was a difficult year for a lot of people, and we're still dealing with some of the effects of that. But then have that happen, and then 2021, it kind of surrounds everything. I think this story, the design change, kind of, when you tell that story, you can tell them, this happened the year before. It was a really crazy time all around for everyone.
Right.
So I like that. I don't necessarily like COVID. I'm saying I like the story. It kind of brings it back into what was going on.
Some of the best, coins are coins that tell a story about the moment in time in history. And whether we like it or not, COVID is one of the most significant things to happen to the United States and, frankly, the world in a long time.
Absolutely.
And when I'm a grandpa, hopefully I make it to be a grandpa. But when I'm a grandpa, my kids or my grandkids would, I'll be able to tell them about the time of COVID and us wearing masks and not being allowed to go out on the beach. We're here on the coast, and, they shut down beaches, and they shut down the lakes, and they shut down, everything. We had to shut down the business, and we sent you guys home for a little while, and it was a weird time. And it's something that it was a weird experience, and, those coins kind of just bring us back to that time, because they were struck during that time frame. So I'm with you. I agree. I'd agree on that coin.
Yeah.
That's a good coin. Good coin for everybody to own. Good beginner coin.
Oh, without a doubt.
Set. Would you call it set? We're going to make this 2 for 1.
If you put those two together, that's a set.
Okay. All right. So, me, I've got to go with some stuff, some good stuff.
So I like the stories and the stuff behind it.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the blatantly obvious. The 95W per Silver Eagle.
Okay, so that's 2. We had the 86 and the 95.
So now you're on board with the 95 as well.
95 is, if you really want to do something, that's the
listen.
the coin.
So I was very specific with the 86. I said in 70. Right? The 95 is such a key date. It is a genuine key date that it carries a premium in OGP. Well, there's not really OGP. It carries a premium raw, here's a premium proof 69 as well. And so that in itself, to me, because there's a lot of coins out there when it comes to modern coins, gold eagles, silver eagles, platinum eagles, the coin itself might not be a rarity, but it can be a condition rarity in 70. The 95W is not that. The 95W is just what's called an absolute rarity. It is, 31,000 coins minted, and that's extremely low for a silver American Eagle.
Absolutely.
And the story behind it, how they got it. So if you're not aware how you got the coin, is in 1995 they did a Philadelphia example, and if you ordered the 4-piece gold set, you could get for free the 1995 W proof Silver Eagle. Interesting fact, the entire 4-coin set with the Silver Eagle was $995, I believe, from the United States Mint. And the Silver Eagle alone is worth more than all the gold coins combined.
Today, yeah.
Yeah. So in proof 69, it's more expensive than the 86 Mint State 70.
Yeah.
Again, the reason I say OGP is because it was in a 5-coin box. You couldn't just get the 95W itself.
Right.
Nowadays you can get a 2024 W proof Silver Eagle from the Mint, single coin box. Well, that's not how the 95W came. So even in proof 69, good demand. I base everything on stuff that's not fads, because if I'm going to collect something, I'm going to put time, energy, effort, money into something. I want to make sure that it's going to at least kind of hold there. It's not going to it's not going to go to be like, what is it, Dogecoin?
Yeah.
That just went to absolutely nothing. Yeah. So I'm looking for stuff that's going to have demand down the road, easier liquid. And the 95W, that's a great coin. And I think it should be a coin. It may take you years to get to. It may take you time, it's going to take you time, energy, and effort, especially if you're on the lower end of the budget of collecting. If you're on the higher end, then definitely need to consider a proof 70. They are very rare. They are always in demand. And you can catch the market in times where, for some reason or another, there's multiples on the market and it drives the price down a little bit. Everything ebbs and flows.
Yeah, supply and demand. So it's not a coin that just steadily goes up. I don't know any coin that just steadily goes up. Yeah.
Even let's take a 59010. You put 3 of them on the market, which can happen.
Yeah. It'll change the
price in the short term.
Yeah.
So with the 95W, it's just like that. In proof 70, it's a big coin. It's not for the faint of heart. They've sold for as much as $90,000 a PCGS proof 70 example. Now they are considerably less than that, around $20,000 today. But 95W, definitely think either in proof 69 or proof 70 if you can afford it.
So something interesting I thought about the other day, in a similar situation, it wasn't necessarily buying it through a set, but if you know enough about coins, there's one Morgan silver dollar that is only made in a proof. Do you know what it is?
1895.
Absolutely. Isn't it interesting that the most valuable Morgan, or the most sought after, the king, I would consider it, was 100 years prior. I
think it was planned.
I don't want to say it was planned, but it just worked out that way. It's
Big
such a coincidence.
Ben with the conspiracy theories. I like it. Yeah. The internet's going to be ablaze.
But 100 years later, it was almost intentional that it's the 100-year anniversary of, I don't want to say anniversary, but you had the king then, and that's the king now, and they're exactly 100 years apart. That's a coincidence.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
So for those of you who don't know, the 1895 Philadelphia Morgan was only struck in proof, wasn't struck in mint state. And it is, don't get me lying, 800 coins minted.
I don't, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but it's very rare.
Yeah. I can't remember. But yeah, that's interesting. That's a good conspiracy theory. And the earth is flat.
Oh, yeah. Don't even. But so my next one is just something different. It is one that we don't see how silver eagles are normally produced. And it was kind of produced as I call it a set, but it was produced in combination with a gold eagle. So there's the 2020 West Point minted V75.
That's a good coin. I was going to go with that one too.
Really? Is that on your list?
Yeah. It's a great coin.
I really like this one because this coin had what, to my knowledge, no other silver eagle has. It has a privy mark on it.
Right.
Now, it is a privy mark is just a raised area on the surface of the silver eagle that when it's struck and it says V75. Now, that represents the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II.
Correct.
So if you know a little bit about this already, you know that the gold eagle is absolutely amazing.
Absolute rarity.
It's a absolute rarity, without a doubt. The silver eagle had a tremendously higher mintage, but significantly lower than a silver eagle from any given year would have on average. So I think it's one that's going to be in demand. It is, for intents and purposes, it's one of a kind because there's no other silver eagle with that privy mark. We might see it happen again in the future, but it's one that I think if you're collecting silver eagles, it's one that you have to have.
Right, because again, like you said, the privy mark is something that the United States Mint doesn't typically use. Mm-hmm. It's something that we've typically seen in the Royal Canadian Mint. You know, they use privy marks all the time, and they kind of, do multiple privy marks every year to, have some cool coins to put out to the public. But the United States Mint definitely does not do privy marks often. And, for those of you who are familiar with the modern day Morgan silver dollars in 2021, because the Carson City and the New Orleans Mint is not active, that those coins can't be struck there. So what they did is put a Carson City privy mark on it and a New Orleans privy mark. But yeah, man, the V75, it's a low minute silver eagle in comparison to other proof silver eagles. Got a unique story, unique history about that comes with it. V7, 75th anniversary of the end of World War II, which, a lot of people who are collecting silver eagles right now have a strong tie to World War II. So all around, and an affordable silver eagle in proof 70.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a coin that should be a prize of your collection. One of the cool coins that you like to show off because, it's not an $80 coin, but it's not a $2,000 coin.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, there was a little bit of difficulty in trying to order this coin from the U.S. Mint.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's so
always
much demand.
difficulty trying to order anything from the U.S. Mint.
But, with some of those silver eagles, whenever they came out, it was a little difficult to try and get on and order anything through their website because of the demand. I think I remember the website maybe going down. I know that's happened a couple times with different releases of coins, but...
And I'll tell you this, just a little side note on the V75, we've actually encountered a counterfeit.
A counterfeit V75?
Yeah, we purchased a lot of, a group of V75 Silver Eagles in, original government packaging, and every single one of them was genuine except for one. And I probably still have the picture on my phone. I ended up selling the lot to another dealer, and another dealer caught it, and it went through me and another dealer before it went to that dealer. And so if I find the picture, we'll post it up here on what it. But it was actually a fake privy silver, and it was a good fake. I mean, and again, when it's mixed in with hundreds of other V75s.
That, and you have to also take into account that through that same chain that you got the coin from going to whoever it went to, there's a certain level of, you've been doing business with these people, so, we're not taking a 5 times magnification tool to every single coin that we get. There's a certain level of, trust that happens whenever you're doing business, and, you take their word for it. We don't going back and double checking all of that.
What had happened was, I was buying the group from a dealer who had people go out and, who's buying it from the public. And, the coins would come to us. We would pick out what we would think would 70 basically and kind of move on. But that's kind of was the plan. And the plan was like, well, we don't want to do this. We want to do another project. So we move those coins on without really looking at them to somebody who was going to see, all right, this coin's going to 70, this coin I need. And that's how it became known. So, if like we ship something out here, 3 people look at it. And
and it's heavily vetted.
So when, every day I'm back in the vault and you see me in there, not only do I look at it, but our shipping girls, lay it out. I come back and look at it. And the shipping girls that, they've done it, 10 years and 15 years. They're not newbies either. They've been shipping coins for 10 and 15 years. So yeah, we have 3 people who look at it. But the only reason that went through is just like, hey, we've changed our mind. We're gonna move on to something else. So just word to the wise, there are fake V75s out there, and they're pretty good fakes. Pretty good fakes.
I wonder where they came from.
China. Is that how Donald Trump says it? China.
So I think I've already had my 5, but I'm gonna throw another one in there just because it comes to mind. And this one, there was a lot of difficulty surrounded around just getting this coin from anyone, not even just the U.S. Mint when it first came out. Well, that was the 2019 San Francisco. Was that your?
That was my next coin.
Okay, so I want to hear.
Okay, so the enhanced reverse proof, right?
Yes.
2019S. Yeah, that is a great coin.
Yes.
It's a valuable coin. But love it mintage wise, 29,000.
Some odd, I can't remember off the top of my
it's
head exactly, but extremely
20.
low, extremely low.
And so comparable in mintage to the 95W. But a beautiful coin.
Absolutely.
And me, I'm a sucker for stories, just like you are, and I guess every collector is. But I really like San Francisco Mint Silver Eagles. For those of you who don't know, Silver Eagles in the beginning, from 86 and 87 and 88 and so on and so forth, were struck at San Francisco. They had an S mint mark. Well, today we all know that if you're going to order 2022 Silver Eagles, they're going to be West Point. 2024 West Point. So everybody's kind of used to seeing the West Point. And I like the fact that San Francisco used to strike the Silver Eagles, and it was a brief run. And they've came back through the years and strike, specialty strikes and special issues like the 2019S, but I think that's a great coin for every collector. Again, that's a coin that if you're a low budget collector is going to take you a little bit. It's not 1995W status, but it's a big coin, and it's one of those absolute rarities because it does carry a significant premium in Proof 69 as well. So even in Proof 69, it's $1,000 coin. Especially, and what was really interesting, what I like about it is the COAs that accompany them, and you can get the COAs certified too.
Wow. I didn't
and so
know
the COA matches it'll say on the holder, like COA number this. And so just, again, it's those little things that are different for Silver American Eagle collectors that definitely worth, I think, grabbing a hold of.
Absolutely. So that I'm glad to see that we had some of the same ones, but
yeah, I mean,
it's bound to happen. There's if you try to make any certain amount of list about the top most valuable or most important, some of those are going to be in alignment, and a lot of people would agree. Other dealers and collectors would agree with us that those are really important Silver Eagles. I want to say that if you're looking, I guess, more value, that I have to throw a couple on. Well, I'll give a span of honorable mentions.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
You mentioned earlier that in a 70, it's difficult to get for some of these years, but also that grading coins was not extremely popular early on.
Yeah,
it didn't really
grading modern coins really wasn't a thing up until like 2002.
Yes, so I guess my honorable mention is a perfect graded Silver Eagle by NGC or PCGS, and now CAC from 1986 to 1999, or maybe even 2000, I would say. Any of those are outside of the ones we mentioned, or they have to be honorable mentions because a perfect graded Silver Eagle.
Because they are condition rarities.
Yes, it's very.
And I would agree, but I would say that that's more like a specialized. You're saying just own one.
If you can own one of those,
Yeah.
From 86 to 2000 in a perfect mid state 70.
Right. That's kind of why I went with the 86 because, it fits that realm. It's one of those tougher years. It's an affordable year. But yeah, I'd agree. Because like if we wanted to just list the top 5 most valuable coins, we could have been like 1994 Silver Eagle MS70, 1996 Silver Eagle MS70. 96 is a key date. I think that deserves an honorable mention. The 96 mint state is a key date in the Silver American Eagle series. It carries a premium in 69, carries a premium in 70. A lot of people chase that coin. Carries a premium uncertified, raw condition. So I think, that there's a lot of good coins to be had from 86 to 99.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. But I think, if I was going to list another one, an honorable mention, or maybe even put it in the 5. We can let somebody else figure out what actually goes in the 5. But I would say, coin that we talked about today, 06 reverse proof Philadelphia mint from the 30th anniversary. No, I'm sorry, 20th anniversary from the 20th anniversary set. So it was the first ever reverse proof Silver Eagle. Great looking coin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And affordable. Affordable in 70. It's should I say cheap in 69?
Affordable. It's pretty much anybody can get it.
Yeah. But the 06 reverse proof 70 is a great Silver Eagle. It really showcased what the mint, how far the mint has come since 1986. On the 20th anniversary, that was the year that they introduced. And one thing we haven't talked about either is the burnished Silver Eagles that came out in 06. I think if you're going to consider yourself a collector of Silver Eagles, you're going to have an example of a burnished Silver Eagle. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
So for those of you who don't know, a burnished Silver Eagle, the U.S. Mint started on them in 2006, and they have the W West Point mint mark, but they are mint state finished coins. They are not proof coins, and they are limited in mintage, just like burnished Gold Eagles and everything else. But they were first introduced in that 20th anniversary set alongside the reverse proof Silver Eagle. I don't see how you call yourself a Silver Eagle collector if you don't have one. So I would say 06 because 20th anniversary first one, or 08. A lot of stuff was rare in 08. 08 was a weird year. I mean, you weren't in the business in 08. I was. 08 was weird, man.
Yeah.
08 was weird. You had the recession. I mean, it wasn't a depression, right?
No, it was just a crash, basically.
Yeah, just a nosedive.
Yeah.
And the U.S. Mint was just so spread so thin because they were going to do all these different types of products, and so they had to totally revamp. But 08 stuff can tell a story, and that's why they're considered valuable. A lot of 08 coins, and you got the gold buffaloes from 2008, the 4-coin sets. 08 platinum $100 pieces are rare and scarce. You had last year the fractional platinum eagles. Last year the fractional burnished gold eagles. So and then in 08. I mean, see this maybe I should have wrote a list, but we forgot about the 08 burnished reverse of 07.
Yeah. Oh, so here's the thing with Silver Eagles. There is probably, just off the top of my head, there's probably about 20 coins in total that are arguably important. Now, it depends on whether you're going for, you want to own it for the story, you want to own it for the value, you want to own it for that premium that's probably going to continue to grow. There's a lot of different reasons to go for these, but I think this kind of shows the way us personally collect coins. Mine might be a little bit more of a hobbyist story, that kind of way. With some, you have to realize some of these are really impressive values for some of these coins.
Yeah.
And I think you're a little bit more precise and analytical. You see,
Right.
exactly where these coins have been, where they're at, where they're going for the most part.
Yeah, and that one of the reasons I like the '08 reverse of '07, it does have that story in it. It is a valuable coin in '70. Does carry a premium in '69. I mean, to me, like if you want an insider's trick on what's going to be a good coin to own, if the coin carries a premium, a modern coin carries a premium in '69 or below, the '70 is a great coin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, that's just like a coin hack. And with the reverse of the '07, that is definitely it's a variety, but it definitely tells you that the market agrees with it. So for those of you not familiar, from '07 to '08, they changed the U in the United States of America, along with some other minor things, on the reverse of the Silver Eagles. Well, some of the '08 Silver Eagles were struck with the 2007 reverse dies, and which came a rare variety and a cool story to tell your friends, families, and kids, grandkids.
Yeah, there you go.
But for a Silver Eagle collector, that's an important coin.
Without a doubt.
But is it uber affordable? No. It's a more valuable coin. But very affordable in '69. Very affordable.
And then there's other things out there that have happened with Silver Eagles over the years. And if you notice, like 2008, a lot of things were happening at the mint. So some mistakes might have happened. That's what we see to happen. When there's a lot going on, more mistakes tend to happen.
Correct.
But one thing too, this wasn't really a mistake. This was just with everything going on that surrounded the issues that came from COVID, was the emergency issues. We saw emergency issues from some of the mints come out, so they have a special label that designates it as an emergency issue struck at X mint, whatever it may be.
The reason that you have to have those certified is because the only reason you know that they came from San Francisco as an emergency issue because of the mint sealed box, the monster box was sealed in a San Francisco box instead of a West Point box. So you would have to. The only way you got those emergency Silver Eagles is if you submitted the whole box to NGC.
Yeah, and wasn't there? You have to help my memory here. Wasn't there I don't want to say dawn dusk?
Dawn to dusk? Yeah, so those are really cool. We never got behind them as much as some people did, and I can't give you an exact reason, but the dawn to dusk silver and gold eagles were basically the last couple hundred were individually struck by, it was like a ceremony, and then the first couple hundred struck it was a ceremony type thing. And each of those last couple hundred were, all right, this was like on the type 2s, this was number 17 ever struck. And so you got that little bit of history there. They carry a significant premium.
Especially, having one that's certified as the very last Silver Eagle.
So I know the person who owns number 1 of the gold and number 1 of the silver. And it was expensive. Just put it to you that way. It was a 6-figure thing. I just, it was something that we kind of got the sentiment that a lot of our customers, clients, didn't care enough to pay the premium. So I think that's why it kind of went to the wayside with us.
Yeah.
And, people out there care about it. The premiums are still pretty strong. Listen, and it's probably one of the things that will be probably a lot cooler 50 years from now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But all this stuff that we're talking about, it's cool right now.
Cool right now. So let me tell you. So coming up in 2026,
okay,
is the 40-year anniversary.
All right.
You with me?
I follow.
Okay. What do you think the U.S. Mint should do for the Silver Eagles?
So we've seen a lot of different finishes come out, different strike methods. Does another strike or finish exist?
No, because they've got, we didn't even talk about enhanced finished
Yeah.
Silver Eagles, which are pretty cool looking. All those specialty, finishes. Unless they can come up with like a holographic, finish. I don't know. But here's what I would like to see. I would like to see a 1986 to 2026 privy mark.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think U.S. Mint.
U.S. Mint.
You
Hang
hear
on.
me.
So,
You hear
yeah.
me. U.S. Mint. I want to see a 1986 to 2026 privy mark on Silver American Eagles. It'd be really cool if you only did 40 of them too.
That would be
Or 40,000.
That would make more sense. Give somebody a chance. We've seen this is a complete dream. I don't even know if this is even possible, but there's the sun coming over the background in the Silver Eagle. We've seen a bimetallic coin before.
Ooh.
What if they did a gold sun in the like on the side of the Silver Eagle?
Not gilded. Not gilded.
Not gilded. Like gold for the sun, and then
A
struck like
bimetallic
that.
commemorative. I think that would take an act of Congress. I think that's probably the only thing that's holding them back, because you can't produce that in mass quantities.
No, it'd have to be just a
Commemorative,
Yeah,
which would require an act of Congress.
yeah.
But can you explain something to me? I talked to another dealer the other day about this.
What's that?
2026 is the 40th anniversary.
Okay.
2016 was the 30th.
Yeah.
2006 was the
20th.
1995 was the 10th.
10th. Yeah. So
How does that work? Is it the math thing when you roll over from 99 to 2000?
I think it's how you count it.
It
Like,
is.
it's the
It
way-
is the math thing when you roll over from 99 to 2000, right? No. I don't know.
So I think you count it out. It's, 1986, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. That's the 10th year
Of the
since
program.
the beginning of the program. And I think we talked about this the other day, me and somebody else, but if 2006, I don't know. It changes. So
Well, that's what. Is
95
it a math thing, or is it just like, hey, let's just stick with the 6 thing? I mean, somebody out there in YouTube land knows.
I'm sure there's
I
a
just never
reason why
put-
they did that. But
I've never put any thought into it, but it was just, it's weird, because you're used to the 6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it might have something to do with 16, right? Because you have 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. No, because then you
No,
2005.
I want to say I did some research into this, and it was one celebrated the strike, and the other celebrated the birth of the program. So it
the
might have
birth of
been,
the program was in 1985.
I want to say that it was something to do with the signing of the document.
That was
said-
in 85. Reagan signed the document in 85.
So I think it was one that was celebrating the birth of the program, and one was celebrating the strike years.
Okay.
So they might change on that. So the terminology from the mint should specify, the 10th anniversary of X, whatever it may be.
Insider tip for those of you who watch this podcast all the way through: mark my words, write it down. It is 2024. If you're going to buy 86 Silver Eagles, 86 Gold Eagles, and proof for mint state, you might want to do it now, because I promise you they will carry a significant premium in 2026. Insider tip.
Things come around like that. So
Insider tip: buy it now, before 2026,
you
because
got some time.
watch the premiums and write it down. I'm telling you right now, I know of several dealers who are hoarding it because they know the premiums are going to be up.
Yeah.
40th year anniversary.
Little tip for you.
Little tip, little tidbit, just for you guys.
Yeah.
Straight from us from Texas.
Come back and comment on this 2 years from now.
Oh Lord. Well, you got any more honorable mentions?
No, I think that's it. I think if we want to get really detailed, we might have to make another episode. And
At this point, it seems like we could just go through every Silver Eagle and say why it's cool.
here's the reason why you need to own it. Yeah.
Here's the reason why you need a 1989 S Proof 70 Silver Eagle. No, I think it's a good list. I'd be curious to see if anybody has, their top 5 or see anything different. But I think the ones we touched on are great for the average collector, the sophisticated collector, and a little bit of everything in between. So if you're looking for Silver Eagles, by all means, grab what you want to grab, acquire the coins that make sense to you, that you like. That's what collecting is about. But we just gave you some really good coins that you should do some research on.
Yeah, at least know about them.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we got. Until next time, guys.